No problem. Ah, happy birthday to you. Hi Chomis. Ke nna Tshepiso ngwana wa Khadami. Mrs. Mpugube. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. It's been a while, Chomis. It's been a while. Yeah, the last time I did a sit down was, I think, when I did the analytical chemistry video. But yeah, for the past weeks, I've been very busy. It has been a lot of catch up with my cousins, where you saw it on a vlog. It was the previous week where I went to Durban with my sisters. So yeah, it has been very busy, you know, and it has been busy, very busy, very taxing emotionally and financially in every other sphere of my life. But yeah, so as you can see by the title of today's video, we're gonna do we were broke, and it's a testimony. Yeah, as you saw with the intro, today's intro, guys, I just got a new car. I'm so excited. I love my baby. I love it. But we'll get to that later on in the video. For now, I'm just gonna tell you a short story about why I'm saying we were broke and where are we right now. So let me be comfortable. So we start. I got married on the 18th of November 2017. Yeah, we got married then. Okay, we didn't have a wedding, and I don't think we'll have a wedding anytime soon, because no. So what had happened was, he paid lobola in full. So according to my family, if you pay lobola in full, you are allowed to go register your marriage, go home affairs. Then we are married, literally we are married. So that is what happened to me. So we did that. So fast forward, my husband, since we started dating, my husband has never had a permanent job. He had contract basis, you know, he had contract jobs, you know. And then one thing, God graced us that after we got married, he always had a contract. God, before this contract ended, he already signed another contract. So we always had a job, you know. So everything was okay. Financially, we were good, you know, we were in a good place and we were very fine. And yeah, so we went on like that. And then 2018, he got a new job and a new contract in a different company, which was an upcoming mine somewhere in just outside Hammanskraal. So cool. Okay, fine. They signed a 3-year contract. So we're like, okay. At that point, we only had one car, and yeah. So normally I use the car. You know, my husband is such a sweetheart that he always gave me the car to drive, and then he will use a taxi. So by then we were like, okay, finances are much better right now. You got a 3-year contract, so let's just buy another car, you know. But when we left home, we planned to go and get a Hyundai i20. So fine, that Saturday we woke up. I think it was on the 1st of July 2018. Yes, woke up, prepared. We went to Hyundai Benoni. When we got there, we looked at cars. We were so excited. For some reason, I am a very frugal person, if I can call it that. I don't love spending money unnecessarily. I will not buy something that is so expensive that I don't understand why, you know, unless it's shoes. I love beautiful shoes. I love sneakers, and I love bags. So those are the only three things that I feel like I don't mind spending a lot on that. So with other things, I'm like, you know, so fine. We go to Hyundai. We looked at cars. We were so excited, you know. But boom, 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 we saw a Hyundai Creta. We were like, oh my God. Girl and boy decided to buy this car. We never thought things through. We didn't even care at that point. For some reason, I don't think we even thought about credit scores. No, we didn't. We just said, you know what, we get in this one. Get in a bow. You know, ka Spitori, there's this term by Rita Ratsaki Sauwe. Dude, Ratsaki Sauwe for it's like street Ratsaki Sauwe, Kirna ba Rikiloko Loi. Oh, okay. Obviously, I have a permanent job, so I got it in my name. Cool girl. Kirna ba we are signing. Yo, application everywhere. Fine, an approval. We got a couple of approvals. They were all happy to give us a card. I don't even remember checking the interest rate or anything of that nature. I just signed. I remember just signing and excited, driving back home. My husband was driving our VW Golf GTI, and I was behind him with a new Creta. It looked big. It was like, hey, girl, driving. We went back home. Boom, boom. It was a surprise. We just bought a car. Did you think about the monthly installment? Yes, we did. But then I think because we thought, okay, my husband has a 3-year contract. So we were like, 3 years, by 3 years time, we'll have paid it off. So it's fine, you know? Little did we know. Okay, cool. Sharp, we got home excited we have a new car. Fast forward, fast forward the same year. Yes, year end. How? November, my husband calls. He's so sad. I'm like, and then what's wrong? Like, I just spoke to the HR. They're saying that they're terminating our contracts. My heart sank. My heart went from 100 to 0 in an instant. Like, in a split second, my heart was like, God. But in my heart, I was like, you know what? This happened before. Like, you'll get something. Don't worry. I'm like, skawara. You get something soon. Sooner than you think. Before you ended, before month end, you would have gotten something. Boom, boom, boom. True that. 1st December, that was the month that he was supposed to stop. He got a new job, a new contract at Mafikeng some mine called Mafikeng. So we were happy. Yes, we journeyed to Mafikeng. I think that it's one of the week. Yeah, I think I drove with him that time. We went to Mafikeng. We were excited, very happy. Fine. Okay, got a new job. So who cares? Hey, little did we know that month end Jan 2019, the mine will be like, "Hey, dude, we cannot extend your contract, so your job ends right now." Boom, boom, boom. We still have 6 years to pay for the car. Okay, cool. Yeah, it was like, okay, so how are we gonna manage this? We were like, okay, fine. He came back home. He was very sad. It was not a nice moment for us, but like, you know what? We trust in God. I remember from that February, at the church that I go to, my home church, we fast on February. So in February, Ella, we were not fast. Even my husband, my husband was not a person who fasted before, but I think because we spent a lot of time together when we got married, he knew that Sepso fasts. Everything that Sepso needs, he fasts for jobs, whatever. We fast, and we prayed. So we started doing that. So that whole month we were praying and fasting. Every day we went to church, So our faith was like, now God will never fail us. You've never failed us before. You ain't gonna start this time around. Hey, little did we know, Baba. Hey, cool. Fine. Feb, no job. March, nothing. Fine. At that time, I was not earning a lot. Understand? And remember, now I have to pay for rent, food, electricity, DSTV, our phones, all the funeral covers, cover everything literally. And my salary was not that good, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it was not that good. On top of that, this expensive car, like literally that car cost us 9,000 rands altogether, including the trackers, the insurance, and everything. So it was 9,000 rands for that car. When I think about it right now, I become so angry at myself. I'm like, what on the earth were you thinking? What were you thinking, one about? But fine. Okay, cool. We have this car. We have to pay. Few months I tried, but when the time went by, it was hard. Because my salary was not that good. On top of that, there's so many expenses that I need to. So I started juggling things. 1 month I paid. This month I didn't pay. When I pay this one, I transfer money from this one. I reverse. It was just a whole lot of. It was just a lot. I remember that things financially went so bad that my little sister Musa Pintile, I think you've seen him a lot of times in this channel so far. She was not working at that point, but she was expecting Lulu at that point. So she got money from the now husband. And then, so she would use that money, she would help us, financially, but obviously I knew her at some point I need to pay it back, because this is not his money. It's not like it's for savings, it's things for the baby, and the baby was slowly coming, she would be born soon. But at that point, everything that she could help me with, I would take, it was that bad. Everybody used to pop up. Got one of my cousins would send me 200 rands. Guys, it was so bad. It was it was so bad that there was a time that we could only afford maize meal and eggs. Literally, we literally ate eggs and maize meal for over a couple of months, like around 6 months. We'd eat that every day for breakfast, for lunch, and for supper. But at that point, God had graced us that our love for each other was so much that it was hurting. It was hurtful. I'm sorry for that. It was hurting. It was upsetting. It was emotionally draining. But we knew her. What? It's fine. We got us. We got each other. We got God on our side. One day we'll pop. Dude. So yeah. So months went by. There was a time, I think the hardest point, besides eating pap and eggs every day, there was this other day when I came back from work. There was no electricity. I was like, what's up? Like, nope. Unfortunately, because you didn't pay rent that month, they had switched off electricity. I cried. I think that is the first time I literally cried. I was like, you know what? This is beyond me. This is too hard for me. That is too much for me to persevere under. It is just, it was hard, guys, it was sad. It was very, very sad. I cried, my husband you could see that he wanted to cry, but he has to be the stronger person, but it was so hard, it was hard, guys, So yeah, we soldiered on. We believed in God. We just said, what, Papa, why are you doing this to us? Why, everybody had ideas. Hey, sell the car, hey, move out. A lot of people said, no, move out of your place and go rent a back room. But it didn't make sense to me to have this huge car, but I'm renting. It doesn't make sense. But everybody thought of something. It's not like they said because they were stupid or anything. They thought things through, and it made sense for them, for us to do that. But it didn't make sense to me anyway. So we soldiered on. Then fast forward 2020, lockdown. Mrs. Corona came in South Africa, and it ruined everything even worse. So I remember the Wednesday before the big lockdown, the guy from Nedbank called and he's like, what, this is okay. He was basically advising me for the past month or so, like from the whole of March. She's like, what, the easiest thing you can do is just let me collect the car. Not that we're not repossessing it, but it's literally the same thing, just that you're doing politely. They don't have to fetch it with force. You just rent it again. Surrendering the car. I'm like, okay, fine. So that Wednesday, I was like, what, fine. I went to VAR, collected my niece, came back, handed him the car. It was so sad. I could see my husband's eyes. He just wanted to cry, but he didn't want that. He really, really did not want that to happen. He thought maybe, what, God will show up. We all thought God will show up at that point, but he didn't. And I don't say, he didn't, unfortunately, at that point, because he had a better plan. Fine. Fast forward, we don't have a car. We only have the GTI. My husband is not working, so I'll use the GTI. So I was like, okay, it's fine. I'm like, what? It was much of a relief, because number one, I couldn't afford that even with my full salary. Number two, now we are in COVID. We are in shutdown. We're not going to earn not a full salary. So how was I going to afford that? So part of me was like, what? We bless the Lord, So fine, fast forward, things are getting better after June, July. Things are getting better. We started getting more salaries. We're getting money from getting the TEPSA, whatever, UIF part. So it was much better, One thing about this journey, being so broke, was that it taught me something. Number one, as I was, after I lockdown, that's when I realized there was something called YouTube. I started to become obsessed with YouTube. I love YouTube. Then for some reason, God attracted me to Nicolette Mashile's YouTube channel. I started watching that lady go on every day. every day whenever I had an opportunity to watch YouTube, I would be on Nicolette Mashile's YouTube channel. I learned so much. I gravitated towards that that channel so much that I spent a lot of hours and money on YouTube, because I was learning a lot. I've learned a lot of things that I've never known before. Some of them I knew, but it never made sense, Fine, thank God. And I also read a book that is called, let me check. It's called The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. I love that book. It's a simple financial book which has a lot of Christian emphasis. Then that's when I realized God does not like people who make useless debts. It's not clever. It's a bit foolish. You should stop doing debts for other people on behalf of other people. Because God says it's foolish. But unfortunately, yeah, it was already too late. I already had debts. I already made debts for other people. But yeah, I've learned a lesson. Okay, fine. And also gravitated towards Mapalo Mako. I listened to these 3 people and I've learned a lot from them. I've learned so much that even today, 2 years later, I still live by most of the things that they said. When I revisit their channels, I revisit the books they have read, so that I do not make a stupid decision financially ever again. I thank God that it happened at that point, because I was still young and I was still learning. I was not that young, guys, but I was not as old as I am now, and I didn't have a lot of responsibilities. And thank God I don't have kids yet that they were gonna suffer. So yeah, and sadly that point, when we hit rock bottom, we were fasting and praying to have children. But because He's a loving God and He knows our plan, He knows our future. He knows my tomorrow before today begins. He didn't give us those kids because He knew we were gonna suffer with those kids. So I thank God for that. So yeah, fast forward 2022, 2021, finances are getting better. My husband still doesn't work. Financially, I'm making better decisions. I'm still being even more than I was before. Okay, meaning I became more stingy than I was before, because I knew that I had huge bad financial decisions that has led me to be indebted to everyone, and that has obscured my financial freedom. So I knew that I needed to straighten my financial path first before I start making other things. So it was very hard, guys. I remember one of the most important lessons I've learned from Nicolette Mashile was that even as your finances, again, your financial standing becomes higher, live beneath your means. Do not, because now I can afford, I have 6,000 rands more in my account, I need to move to Helderwyk so that I pay 9,000 rands for my rent. No, stay where you are so that you save, so that when you move to that point, you are already secured financially. You have savings, you are sorted, you have investments, you are okay. So I was like, you know what, I'm not moving. I stopped doing, I didn't upgrade my life when things are getting better. I did not upgrade my life. I did not. Yeah. So 2020, we fasted. As I said, the church fasts every February. So February fasted. I remember that year, every month end after the fast, we have a small conference or revival, whatever you call it. We had that. Then there was a pastor visiting our church. Then he prophesied upon our lives with one of my friends. And then the guy said, the pastor said that God says we'll be promoted. 2020. Okay? Then lockdown happened and everything. Fast forward, fine, with no like zero promotion. We're like, okay. June, July, August, September, no. But at some point, July, the HR came. We're like, no, you guys, we have this thing. We've realized that you guys are not happy. We realized that you guys are underpaid, So we're like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, I think the profit is coming to effect soon. Fine, cool. We're excited, very happy. We couldn't wait. We're like, okay, it's a matter of time. When once you hear this thing from an HR, you're like, okay, start planning. Okay, maybe I'm gonna get 10% more. I remember that year end around November, my friends and my colleagues, they're my friends, guys. So my colleagues and I were just daydreaming that day after. You know, that day that we just chill, go lab, and we daydream. So we're daydreaming. So as we daydreamed, I said to them, okay, one of my colleagues said, if we can only get 30% increase, when I'm fine, I will be born, I will make it. We were very happy. We're like, yeah, started planning, now I'll buy a house, I'll buy this, I'll buy a car. And then one of my colleagues was like, you guys, stop dreaming. It will never happen. Like, you guys work for Japrok. It will never happen. Stop daydreaming, guys. Stop it. It's not going to happen. Yeah, well, okay, cool. Then you were like, suka, fine. Then December happened, nothing. Like, the HR was nowhere to be found. You were like, okay, cool. January, like, month end Jan, they were like, the processes that we followed was wrong, so we need to redo it. Remember, we started doing this from July, I think. So it's been months since we've been doing this thing. Now we have to start again. You're like, boring. But in my heart, I had faith. You know what, Father, you will never lie. You are not men that you should lie. You are not men. So you will never, you're not feeling as cool. Month end Feb passed. It's first week Jan. On the 5th of March, my direct manager comes to the lab, all smiles, very happy, elated. We were like, because by that point we were very angry with him. We were not having it. Literally, we were on a go slow. We were working kaka snail pace because we were so annoyed. We were very angry at him and at the HR. So unfortunately, the HR, we can't do much about it because she's not here. She doesn't see us. So there's not much you can do about it. Fine. Yeah, we did. He called us in like, no, I have something good. Believe you me, this time around it's going to be exciting. You'll be happier. And like, yeah, you've been saying that for the past many months or whatever. We were like, no, come to the office. He called us one by one. The two colleagues went first, and I was the third one. When I went to the office, like, you know what? He calls me Tabs. So they're like, no what, Tabs? Today you'll be very happy. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I sit down. Like, no, come, don't sit down yet. Come, let me give you this. Like, give me a sheet of paper. I'm like, okay. Like, look at it. I'm like, okay. I'm smelling. I'm like, okay. I'm like, and he's like, yeah, I can see you smiling under your mask. I'm like, yes, I'm happy. Like, yeah. So God graced us that day on the 5th of March with a promotion. Yeah, he graced us with a promotion, and he showed up. God showed up for us. He really, really showed up. We were expecting like 23 to 20. What if 30 was like, yeah, top of the range. We were like, yeah, when we get to 30%, haha, bon. No, God was like, I can do just hanyani, And then I remember during lockdown, I was telling one of my sisters, she's technically my sister's friend, but she has become a little sister to me, Mateko. I was telling her, you know what, I want to prove and see. I want to get to see this God who does exceedingly abundantly than all I can think or imagine. I really want to see this God. I've heard people say he can do it. I'm not talking about your basics, your protection, you have never been hijacked. No, not those ones that big, but not those ones. Not he heals my headaches and my period pains. No, I want to see him do something that is beyond abnormal. That to humankind it's not abnormal. When I went into that office on the 5th of March 2021, I saw that okay, God is proving to me that he is the God of the impossibilities. He's the God who can do exceedingly abundantly than all I could think or imagine. Because when I looked at my that sheet of paper, my promotion was above 40 something, like 40 something percent. Basically I nearly got 50% increase. You understand? Adjustment. So it was a lot. It was more than what we thought about. Hey, you guys don't understand the excitement. From that moment, I realized, actually, I really do serve a God who does so much. As long as you believe in him, you live for him. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I was perfect. No, I did mistakes. I lied. I did all the rubbish that you think of. I was able to. I did that, but because he's the God who looks at your heart, he was able to be merciful. Elohana, he's a God who keeps his promises. He says that he's not man that he should lie. He's not man that he should lie, and he doesn't change his mind either. When he said, "I'll give you this," he will give it to you. And so I'm sorry for those who've been prophesied by false prophets. But you'll drive a Range Rover and you are still driving an Uno. I'm sorry, but if you're serving a God, if the message was directed to you by a true man of God, it will come to pass. It might take 5 years. It may take 6 months. It will come to pass. Understand that? So yeah, we got adjustments. That was 2021, yes. Yeah, and around August, my husband got a permanent job. Like literally, he got a permanent, just out of the blue. It was like boom, 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 interview. A few weeks later, a job. Then you are permanently working. Isn't that the hand of God the Father? It is God. God showing up. God showing hurry. Persevere. Hold on. It is not easy. It is hard. It is painful. You know when I got 2019, when I got my salary, on the 25th of every month, I get my salary. But by 7 o'clock in the morning, my salary is in. But by 12 o'clock in the afternoon, on the 25th, I was broke every month. I cried. I will literally look at my phone. God, give another transactions. By the end, by 12 o'clock, God, by minimum, by 2 o'clock, I'm broke. I only have left money either to transfer for my rent and to just add my aga and maize meal and for petrol because I needed to go to work, unfortunately. So that was all I could afford. So from that to this, like literally my salary moved from like this. And on top of that, as I was excited by this, God was like, I think it's I'm not finished. Then he gave my husband a permanent job. We are here financially. And oh, by the by, I forgot to even tell you. 2021, January, the only car that we had went toot. It stopped working. And unfortunately, it was so expensive to fix that we had to think things through. Should we fix the car or should we push debts? Then we chose to fix debts and to work. I remember on that January when I went back to work, one of this other lady said to me, "How? Devello, you are walking. Yeah, but what happened to your cars?" I looked at that lady. I just smiled. I was like, I am like, no, it's like the car is kaput. Like, oh, shame. So now it's like all of us. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, Shem, it's life. She had that sarcastic laugh, like as if like nare no you know that weird laugh. But I was like, dude, I don't know you. You don't know me. We're not even colleagues. You just work there. I work there. So, but it touched my heart. I was like, okay, but I never lost, I never gave up hope. I never gave up. I continued pressing on. I knew that my Father is big, and I knew, 2021, especially after the increase, I could have went and bought a new car immediately. Because I could even taken that sheet of paper like other people do, and I am a COVID look at it. Hey, Pepolo 1.4 TSI, because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, ne? But I didn't because I knew Him. God taught me. God instilled a lot of wisdom and knowledge concerning debts and unplanned chakaraha, to a point that I was like, I'm not going to make any debt because of, no, I'll take a taxi. It's not the first time I'm taking a taxi. How? Before, I started to take driving to work full-time in 2015 when my husband offered me his car. Yeah, my husband was like, no, he was a boyfriend then. He was like, baby girl, drive to work. Be that girl and drive. I'll take a taxi. Yeah, well, because he was such a sweetheart. Then yes, for all those years, I was always in a car. I never use a taxi. But it doesn't mean after that I'll die because I'm in a taxi. No, I took a taxi, guys. I remember one of my colleagues like, you buy a car. Why? Why is abuser? Stop it. Stop being stingy. You know, I'm known to be the stingy one because I certain things that are not important to me. Like certain things, I'm not going to say which, but certain things are not important to me. So they're like, no, you know, but I knew, hurry, right now I might not have a car because I am putting my things in order financially. I am putting everything in order. I am putting my life in order financially so that when I buy a car, I buy a car. And when I buy a car, I'm not in debt. I'm not squeezed. I'm not like, I'm suffocating. No, because I've learned that lesson. And there is one lesson that I realized my husband has the same mindset on. Or we don't just waste money. Yes, my husband is a spender. My husband loves your G-Star, your Lacoste and all these things. He loves them. And I allow him to have those because we work hard, you know. Yes, now when you see me with an expensive anything, you should know that he bought it. Or I bought it on special, or I lay by for it for many months. That's me, you know. But this mindset that I have has brought me to where I am today, where I've paid up a lot of debts. I've really paid up a lot of debts because of what Nicolette Mashile, what Dave Ramsey, and what Mapalo Maku taught me. You know, and the Bible, actually. And the Bible taught me, hey, stop being yeah, forex. You just wanna swipe. No, mama. No, don't. You know, and yeah, I am. So as you saw, 2022, I said, you know what? I need a car. I need to have a ride. I need a ride. You know, anyway, at work, I need to have a car. But the funny thing is that they were putting pressure on me, but yet they didn't give me a car allowance. Mara, hey, this is a story for another day. So Mara actually eventually bought a car. And yeah, guys, the car that I have, you just saw, and you're still gonna see a couple of other videos, was there's another. Again, I told you part 1 of the testimony. The part 2 of the testimony starts now. Part 2 of the testimony, I'm gonna run through it because I've been talking for a while now. I don't want this video to be an hour video. So what had happened was mid-Feb 2022, I said, you know what, I need a car. I'm gonna get a car, and my option 1 and the only option that I had was a Haval Jolien. Yeah, Haval is not the brand Mara. I needed a car that is beautiful to look at. Number 1. Number 2, I love tech. I'm an engine head. So I'm not gonna drive just any car because people are driving cars. No, there's certain cars that I love. Like one of VW, I'm a VW fan. Like I'm a VW fan. I would die to get a GTI 8 or Golf 8. You know the Golf 8, guys. That thing is a machine. Marake finances. I'm a changura ahana, papa. And the area that I live in is so I couldn't do that. Fine. So I wanted to have a Jolien. Fine. That week, the first week, month end Feb, I was like, I want a car. We started looking with my sister. You know, now my sister very close. So I called her. But I want this car. We're looking for this car. I called my dad. Papa, look, help. We're looking for this car. Boom, boom, boom. I called most dealerships in Gauteng. There was 0 Joliens available. You had to be on a waiting list. And already most of the calls, the ones that I've called, they already had almost 30 people on the waiting list. So I was like, I cried there. The first time I heard that, I cried because I was like, God, I wanted this car. This is the car that I know I'm supposed to drive, you know? Fine. Then my second option was a Mazda 6.5. 6.5 is very expensive. It's a beautiful brand that people don't like. I don't mind. I don't do things because people like it. I do it because I love it, and I love the beauty and the technology. That's what I look at. The brand. No, I look at brands late. Okay, I have a nice branded car in my garage. We're fixing it. How? No longer in the garage. We're fixing it. So that's the brand. If I wanna go branded like other people, I'll use that one. We'll change with my husband. No, yeah. So fine. Anyway, cool. Then I looked for a 6.5. We found few. You know, because 6.5 is expensive. So I even looked for a low mileage because I always wanted a low mileage car. I don't want a brand new car because brand new cars are very expensive unnecessarily. Whereas if they've traveled at 10 to 15, 20,000, they're less cheaper. So then I wanted that. So fine, I looked for a few of them. Then I found one. I found one called Boxburg. Fine. Okay. The day on I think on the 2nd of the 2nd of March, it was on a Wednesday. I was like, I called my dad, I called my son, I'm like, whatever car that I'm getting today, I'm buying it. I don't care. By my birthday, which is on the 8th of March, I want to have this car. I want to have this car. So it doesn't matter. Whatever I get, I'm buying. Fine, cool. There was a 165 box bag that I saw, a blue one. I called in the morning. First thing when I came in, dude, car, like, Shem, sorry, says, we sold that car yesterday around 4 in the afternoon. You should have called us before. I was like, okay. My heart went. Then we looked for others. We found one to Cape Town. We called, but then it was like, Cape Town 5. When will it arrive? You know? Then boom, 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 I get a call. No, so I was like, okay, fine. I'm settling for what? A Mazda 3. Because I love the beauty. It's beautiful, you know. But the Astina. So like, okay, I'll go for that. Oh, boom, boom, boom. I get a call from some guy. Hi, I'm Mr. Ralph or whatever. I don't remember. I have a Jolene for you. Like, what? Like, yeah. I'm like, okay, send me the details. Now, like, okay, send the deposit. I'm like, when I send out the bank details, I send it. Then something in my head was like, go to Auto Trader. And the whole week I've been doing that. We've been going to Auto Trader across South Africa looking for about 0. But that morning, there were 4. 1 go Boksburg, 1 go Omonde, 1 in Sandton, and 1 in KZN. The Sandton guy was the one who called me. So I'm waiting for details to send him back so that he secures the banks until I can process my details. I called the Omonde guy. The Omonde guy was like, born a girl. There are already 6 people bidding for this car. But if you feel like God is with you, send it, then we'll apply. I'm like, send things now. I'm applying. He sent. I applied, guys. I sent everything. Send. I get. But something in my heart was like, hey, okay, I called the box back. They didn't answer. They didn't return my call. They didn't send. They didn't bother attending to my plea. So like, go to hell. Then this one, like, something in my heart, like, call the Durban one. Call the Durban dealership. Then I did. I think before even I called them, the Omonde was like, hey, sisters, I'm sorry, I saw your application, but unfortunately, one of the guys already had an approval. They've been approved, so it's time waiting for you to apply now. I'm like, it's fine. I have something else. Like, okay, cool. Sharp. Like, I have something, like, it's fine. Then I call the Durban, the SMG BMW dealership in Durban. Like, hi. Sorry. Like, hi. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, no, I have this car. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for that car. Did anybody apply for it? I'm like, no, nobody has. Get it. Send me the details and don't take anybody's thing. I'm applying for that. I was like, okay. Like, immediately send it. Maybe about 30 minutes later, I apply. The same day he didn't apply. He didn't respond to anything because I think he sent the things late. And then, which was a Wednesday. The Thursday afternoon, still, this guy is nowhere to be found. I even call. I'm like, hey, dude, where are you? Like, no, I'm still waiting. Okay, I forgot the person. The FM. I don't know, the financial, whoever who applies for finances for that branch dealership was taking care of that. It's like, okay, 2 approved, so we're still waiting for the other 2. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hey, and I just take the first one. It's fine, because I wanted this car. And the funny thing is that the Sandton car is a Haval Jolien, the same year, just 20,000 kilometers, and then this one is 15,000 kilometers. This one, the Durban one, it's a super luxury, so it's top of the range, and then this one is not. It's a luxury, so this one is like, this is the most expensive one, but they have the same price. So I'm bidding for this one more than this one. So I'm like, so this guy the next month is like, yo, hi Tabs, the car, I told you, please, please apply. I'm like, dude, Emma, wait a bit. Durban one first. That's a priority. It's top of the range. Do you understand? It's top of the range. Top of the range. Meaning I have all the bells and whistles in that car. So, Emanyana. No, Emanyana. It was nice because it's the black one. I'm like, Emanyana. And then Thursday, my approval was accepted. So, yeah, I was approved. I was so happy. Then I called my sister. My sister was excited. Dad was okay. My dad was fine. My sister was blessed because we prayed. We were like, Bona, So that is the second testimony, guys. Don't you see? out of the blue, there was, when I was just trying, running around, there was nothing. But the moment that I'm buying a car today, God opened the door. God was like, this white babe, I'm going to put it here. Like, this white babe, it's for you, Wanawaka. It is for you. And then he opened the door. He was like, for my angel, for my little one. Yo, guys, I won't be listening, So I bless the Lord. I really, really bless the Lord. In this video, I just wanted to encourage somebody. How God is able to do exceedingly abundantly than all I can think, than all we can think or imagine. God, he can do it. He can do something that it does not make sense in our human mind. It doesn't make sense. You are like, how did it happen? Like, Father, yes, he did it. Yes, he did it for me. He opened the door, guys. There was no havals, but somebody, God was like, when I sell your car, my daughter needs it. Hey, sell it now. Then I got it. So I'm very happy. I'm very excited. My car is beautiful. It's pearl white. It drives perfectly. I think in the next, maybe not the next video, but maybe the video after, 2 videos from this one, I'm gonna do a full view of my car. We're gonna go into my car. We'll look at all the bells and whistles of my car, so you know what I'm talking about. So all of the things, the bells and whistles of this car comes, yes, it's super luxury and it's more expensive, but it comes as standard. Whereas with all the features that my car has, for you to have them in your Mercedes-Benz, VWs, you're gonna pay a leg and an arm and leg, however way it is said, but you're gonna pay a lot of money. So I'm loving my car. So far so good. So yeah, we'll do a review later. So Mara, today was just that, to let you know that God still loves you and he cares for you, even if it takes long. Even if God takes long, he's got your back. If you get tired, the Bible says that they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, and they shall mount up with wings as eagles. When you mount up with wings as eagles, an eagle will fly, then eventually goes like shh. So when you go shh, you know that God will show up, guys. He will show up. Best believe it, he will show up. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might be 6 months from now or 8 years from today, but he will show up, and his promises he will fulfill. Because he's not man that he should lie, nor the son of man that changes his mind. So guys, let's don't give up. No, tshwarella, hold on. It's hard, it's painful. Cry if you need to, but hold on. Try, pray, fast, read, spend time in his word, and he will fulfill your promises. He will fulfill his promises without a shadow of doubt. So it's just a short testimony. It's not a short, it's very long because it's 40 minutes so far. So it's, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Just for the rest of the few minutes videos that is attached to this video is just you showing you how we celebrated with my 2 sisters and my niece and my baby girl. So we just had fun, and yeah, thank you so much, guys. See you in the next video. Ciao, bye. Congratulations, happy birthday. Thank you.
The moment you came, I see you dawn of a day.
No, man, that's so dramatic. Oh my god. You guys are so dramatic. Yeah. So I have to cut the music due to copyright infringement. I got my babe in time for my 33rd birthday. I just gifted myself with a Haval Jolene. Happy birthday to I honestly wish you could listen to the entire video, listening to how my sisters were so ecstatic. Unfortunately, due to the fact that this is somebody else's song, I am unable to do that with you guys. But yeah. As we celebrated with my sisters and my baby girl, I just realized that God is such a loving Father, that even at your lowest point, He knows that you will rise and you will get to something better and something greater. So hold on. Like, look at that! Come on, my two crazy sisters.